more them chat, the more Jah bless me. Take your dirty mind off of me. Take your dirty mind off of me. Cause the more them talk and the more them chat, Jah bless me. Bad mind can't stress me. Them don't impress me. Them a run off them mouth and talk like the informer of the century. Pure hate and envy and pretend to be friendly. Them will smile in your face and stab you in the back, so dangerous and deadly. Them bad mind and stupid, I don't know why they do it. Got them nose up in my business, on my name like freaking snitches. Them feisty and nosy and always telling stories, but them don't really know me, so just love me. Them just a lover, lover and pale for me name. I don't give up, don't give up. Them just a run off the mouth and sit down for me business. I don't give up, don't give up. Take your dirty mind off of me. Take your dirty mind off of me. The more them talk, the more them chat, the more Jah bless me. Take your dirty mind off of me. Take your dirty mind off of me. Cause the more them talk and the more them chat, Jah bless me. Shut your mouth and stop talk. You all have a mouth sharp. Always got something to say because you're malicious to blood. Them all that the heathen will hate on you for no reason. Them around them mouth just a clout and come off like a big time freak then. Them bad mind and stupid, I don't know why they do it. Got them nose up in my business, on my name like freaking snitches. Them feisty and nosy and always telling stories, but them don't really know me, so just love me. Them just a lover, lover and pale for me name. I don't give up, don't give up. Them just a run off the mouth and sit down for me business. I don't give up, don't give up. Take your dirty mind off of me. Take your dirty mind off of me. The more them talk, the more them chat, the more Jah bless me. Take your dirty mind off of me. Take your dirty mind off of me. Cause the more them talk and the more them chat, Jah bless me. Adjust it.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, and welcome down to Livewire. It's the 24th of January, and we are in full swing of budget debates for 2024. $1.146 trillion on the cards this year in relation to development for the country of Guyana. This allotment by the government is intended to continue the developmental path that we have been on since the Franali-led administration has returned to office. Right? Before we get into it today, I want to say good morning to all the persons joining us on the live. Joe Nabijan, good morning to you. Joe and Eunice Ragobir joining us from Canada. Prem Prasad joining us from New York. Ganesh Bharat joining us from Queens. Leroy Mangal joining us from New York City. Neil Ramlokan also from New York City. Zaza Ali, Mohammed Yusuf, Derek J. Paul, Gil Eon, morning to you. Chris, Maureen Razio, Cecil Rampasad, Richard GT Aku, good morning to you. Joining us from London, Omar Sharif from NYC in the building. Tulsi Ram Chetty, good morning to you. Pam Singh, Sherwin Siram, Sandy Mangar, Prasad Pati, Chitra Sukraj, Jakur Brijlal, Jasmine Baldio, Soma Bipath, Veena Ramkaran, Mukesh Vishnurat, Dave Itwar, good morning. Keith Adams, Lynette Cornelius, Ganesh Samlal, morning to you. Anthony Wong joining us from France. Anthony. Listen, I gotta get better cameras. I sometimes that's why you see how much skin growing here. Anybody want a cat? A serious, this cat annoying me now. No order when people live. Anyway, Anthony, as I was saying to you, brother, I couldn't be more happy. I felt so good when I listened to our Minister of Local Government and Regional Development's presentation yesterday. Very passionate minister. And she is, you could say, somewhat like me. Can't process foolishness. Can't stand hypocrites. So she had to call out several of them yesterday, and I'm glad she did. Morning to you, Lance Henry, Sally Jones, Ronald Martindale, Stanley Hamilton on the live. Good morning to you, brother. Tracy Martindale on the live as well from Bartica. VJ, Richard Stanislaus, morning to you. Miss Ramcharan, good morning. Tulsi, Raymond Tulsi, morning to you. Who else we got here by? Set the people on this live early this morning by Ronnie Singh, Paul Joseph, morning. Minister Prague annihilated, eviscerated, and what are the words I could use? Destroyed, maimed these people in Parliament. You hear me? If you have not seen Minister Prague's presentation for 2024 budget debates, please look for it on YouTube. Please look for it on Facebook and have a listen. Minister Prague highlighted the Guyanese. Lance, I like the discombobulated, emotional damage, mash up. Thank you for helping me. I could always count on my Livewire family to help me find words. You understand me? Now, one of the takeaways that I want you to take away from the minister's presentation. You notice how the opposition members were getting up on points of order that made no sense. Y'all remember the Guyanese hypocrite getting up on a point of order in relation to elections, and the minister in mention a word about rigging elections? That is to show you that the opposition does have a conscience. And the fact that they rigged the elections of 2020 is right in the back of their minds. So you could imagine the Guyanese hypocrite hearing about house slap that distributed to high-level government officials under the APNU administration 1 month after their application. And I had 70,000 plus Guyanese, low-income, middle-income Guyanese, even high-income Guyanese on the list waiting there for the house lot. And she made specific mention of Mr. Mahipal. You understand? And you heard what the speaker said. Right? We can get to the Jumbies part, Richard. Hold on. You heard what the speaker said. The speaker said, listen, if you get it up on a point of order, you either have to state clearly here, this information being presented is incorrect, and I have the correct information. Y'all notice when Ganesh Mahipal got up to object to some statements being made by the minister, he could not say that he was not involved in removing the UGSS funds without permission. Right? He could not say to the speaker. Now, you remember Miss Tabitha Sarabo Ali got up and said, Mr. Speaker, I never got a house lot and something. And Mr. Listen, Mr. Speaker, I got to lay over the evidence. You remember the minister made a claim that Mr. Rabali didn't finish her scholarship. And she got up and said, listen, I finished the scholarship. If they ain't show the minister the certificate, that's she business, but I finish. You see the difference, right? Ganesh Mahipal got up and could not say to the speaker, Mr. Speaker, the minister is wrong. I didn't get the house lot in 1 month time after applying. Mr. Speaker, I didn't remove the money from the UGSS funds without permission. And whether he paid it back or not, what Livewire people, my Livewire family, Prasad Pati, Carla Daniels, Soma Bipat, Laureen Prasad, Sally Jones, Mukesh Vishnudat. I'm asking y'all, if you pick up something that is not yours, right? It don't belong to you. You take it and you use it. Let me say buy a car. Could be that he bought a car indeed with the people money. But hypothetically speaking, let's say Mr. Mahipal removed these funds without permission to buy a car. So Mukesh, Prasad Pati, Carla Dania, Soma Bipat, Lorraine, Mohammed Yusuf. Right? What do you call it when you pick up something that does not belong to you? You didn't have any permission. Stanley Hamilton, we're going to run through the lineup for speakers today a little later in the program. You did not have permission to touch that money. Right? You did not have permission to touch that money. But hypothetically speaking, you want to buy a car. So you ain't want to wait till you save and get your car money. You take the UGSS money and get caught. Now walking around the parliament talking about corruption and thievery and friends, family, and favorites and that nonsense. Big up yourself, Nkosi Lane and Nkosi Williams. Oh gosh, Nkosi Lane. I ain't even know how to come out, brother. Right? Ganesh Mahipal should be the last person to be heckling anybody in the park. Ganesh Mahipal, Sherrod Duncan, David Patterson, Christopher Jones. Those people should be the last persons heckling or anything. Right? And the sad part about it is when you tell them the truth, it hurts them. It hurts them. So they don't want Guyanese to know that Ganesh go away with the UGSS money. They didn't want Guyanese to know that $90 million plus spent on 5 people alone from the last administration for scholarships. A question to ask, because I have persons on this live here right now who are currently have an obligation to this government because they went to study, right? So take, for instance, I would mention Carla Daniels from Region 5, Maracaibo, that village. That young lady was recently trained, she's a nurse, recently trained as a midwife through the government of Guyana. That young lady now has a contract with the government to give back, I think it's 2 or 3 years of service to the government for the training that she received. 2 or 3 years for the training she would have received. Now, I am trying to find out. Let me look for another example. Nursing. I think UG scholarships as well, you have to serve back some kind of time. Serve back. They have programs like that. Right? You don't pay anything, you go, you learn the thing, you just walk back the time, and whenever you're done the period, you could do whatever you want after. I'm asking y'all here, Rowena Lal, Richard Stanislaus, Alonzo Jardine, how much time Simone Brooms, Troy Brooms, Tabitha, Annette, not somebody else. It's 5 people. Simona, Annette, Tabitha, Troy. Anyway, how much time they're giving back? How much time is Simone Brooms giving back? Oh, Nicolette Henry. Correct. Thank you, Zaza. Right? How much time are these people giving back to this country? How much time are these people giving back to this country for the funds that this country invested in them? Right? That midwife course that I tell you about was a year that young lady went to that she got to give back 3 years. Simone course, or the course, I can't even get it out my mouth. The course in the biology and chemistry is 4 years. The one for chemistry alone, I think, is 4 years. Tabitha one was 4 years. Annette one was 4 years. How much time are these people giving back to this country, and in what capacity? In what capacity? Tabitha Sarabo Haley was the worst public service minister that there was. Y'all remember she knock off all them people at public service? Y'all remember? I want to move away from the Minister Prague's presentation. Because whilst her presentation was excellent, the opposition showed everyone why you shouldn't support them. Now, people, all of us got something inside us named shame. Right? All of us have something inside us named shame. We do not like to look bad. Human beings. There's no human in the world that likes to be embarrassed, look bad in public, and things like that. And I cannot understand how opposition members just get up, interrupt speakers, who persons presenting on the floor at the time, to raise points or points of order that completely make no sense. And I'm like, wait, you run this in your brain before you like come out your mouth? You saw Christopher Jones was upset with what the minister was saying. The truth hurts, people. The truth hurts. And for coalition supporters, I would feel very disrespected. Very disrespected as to have my elected officials, because whilst they were not elected to government, they were elected to the opposition to look over the affairs of that section of the population that felt, hey, despite all the rape that I went through in 2015 to 2020, the intercourse without lubrication that I went through under Granger, Harmon, and their administration, I still going to vote for them. You don't want them people feel a little good about y'all. You don't want them people feel like, hey, oh gosh, they win, but they're representing we. Is it that all you could do is heckle and keep nice and got Sherrod Duncan and Ganesh Mahipal raising their skirts in the National Assembly? As a coalition supporter, I would have been so embarrassed and ashamed when I see all of the cuss y'all out. A little 15-year-old teenager who could make a better rise on a better point harder than the Guyanese hypocrite. Right? It is so ridiculous what I saw yesterday. Now, I want to jump to Morvin Williams. Now, I have labeled Morvin Williams a bumbling buffoon on this program before. Someone who does not have too much intelligence to share around. And just like Minister Ramson yesterday, some of these people are teachers. Some of these people are teachers. They have the task of educating the future of this nation. Livewire family, in those cases, I tend to worry. In those cases, I tend to worry if this is who cares about Jarita crying? She can skin her face whole day, skin her pretty face. How could teachers, right, present such misinformation? Who named Morvin Williams or Vincent? Let me check this photo. Because on his program, I see his name as Morvin, but his speaker introduced him as Vincent Williams. Make sure I'm talking about the right person. Man, I can call him Morvin. That's the name. I see him on his social media program. So Morvin goes to the podium. You understand me? Morvin goes to the podium. And I don't know the defender or the oh my gosh, who named Morvin Lord Protector of the Indigenous people, right? So Morvin, although he's saying he's from the Guyana Action Party, is in typical PNC mode because the PNC feel that they are the gatekeepers for Afro-Guyanese, right? And somebody named them Lord Protector for Afro-Guyanese. And all Afro-Guyanese here and in the diaspora had a meeting, right? All Afro-Guyanese here and in the diaspora had a meeting. And we came together and said, we want the PNC to represent us. Well, Morvin and Aubrey, I didn't get any memo from those meetings. And I didn't attend. I didn't have a chance to vote. So you speak on those selected few Afro-Guyanese and Indigenous Guyanese who chose to represent you. But don't present yourself like you have consulted with everyone and talking nonsense when your government, sir, the coalition that you were a part of, did very little for Indigenous people. First of all, land titling, sir. How dare you get up in the National Assembly and speak about land titling? Y'all title any lands when you were in the government, when you had Mr. Alikok there? Mr. Alikok said, I haven't been able to title any himself. And you talking about land titling for Amerindian people? And looking at this government who has been issuing and doing extensions continuously over the PPPC administrations in the past and currently. Morvin Williams, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are sitting on a side with a colleague member of parliament who called your fellow Indigenous people the B word. You, the persons in the village that you claim to represent, ain't had an objection to that? Because I know Indigenous people don't like to be called that word. Right? And a senior member of your coalition call the people the B word. We heard nothing from you, no objection, nothing, Chief Amerindian par d'excellence. Since you are the spokesperson of all Indigenous people, why you didn't represent them when Valda Lawrence called them out the name? That's like you're calling me a nigger. I could say I'm African. I could say nigger. That's like you call. That's like Valda. That is like Kemraj Ramjatan going, hypothetically speaking. He didn't do this. That is like a Kemraj Ramjatan or a opposition MP of Indo descent going to a podium and saying these niggers. You understand? Or an Afro Guyanese going to a podium and saying these coolie. Unbecoming of a member of parliament, much less a leader of a political party that claim they want to represent everybody, but only put forward the representation for a certain section of the country. Vincent, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You did not represent Indigenous people. Why you didn't go to Vice President Alikok, Minister Alikok, and tell he title the lands? Why you didn't go to Minister Alikok and tell he diversify the crops in the hinterland? Look at this duplicitous wretch, Vincent Henry. Now imagine in his speech he talking about greens coming from Brazil or stuff coming from Brazil and getting sold in Guyana is an issue, right? And in the same breath, go talk about the government should go to Brazil and get cassava sticks. So, because they got some cassava shortage. So we're good for the goose and good for the gander. So if they got a shortage or anything else, and the government makes links with its neighbor to have that shortfall supply, it's not it's an issue. But the cassava sticks, they must go and get them. That's how these people stay. That's how these people stay. Vincent, you're terrible. You are terrible, sir. You are terrible. Vincent then goes on to talk about the APA getting stifled, and they are representing the rights of Indigenous people. Now, sir, does the APA have representatives from every single village in this country? Does the APA have that sort of representation? You know, I could tell you, Vincent, the NTC does. You know what's the NTC? The National Tushaw Council. And they have representatives on that council from every single Indigenous village across the land. You understand? So when that conference meets every year, you had a little thing because of COVID. Now that it's reaching, it's meeting every year again. The government invested in a secretariat for them. And when those two shows come out here from the villages across the nation, and you guys would know because it's broadcast live. You understand? Almost all the government ministers are there from every ministry to hear the issues and deal with them. All the heads of the joint services are there. All the heads of semi-autonomous agencies are there. GRO, everywhere. And at that forum, those Indigenous leaders speak freely. So you telling me they are not raising issues at the National Tushaw Conference, but taking it to the APA? That recognized by who? That representing who? Who are the members of the APA? You have seen photos of the National Tushaw Council, which has representatives of villages, sub-village, substation, everything, satellite village, everything, got representative, right? Who is a part of the APA? Who are the Tushaws who are a part of this organization? Who are the village leaders who are a part of this organization? Imagine Vincent's government did not secure a carbon credit deal, do nothing in relation to that. Nothing. Other than the subventions, the presidential grant and the prime minister grant that normally these villages get from since under the PPP way back when, that's all they got. No, the government, through its ability to negotiate and create avenues for Guyanese to advance, were able to sell the carbon credits. As Minister Ramson said yesterday, we are the only country in the world that was able to bring a deal like that to completion, where we are getting money for our standing forests. Now, a portion of that money goes to the forest people of this nation, right? Now, Vincent vexed because people with sense are telling these Tushaws and these villages, don't spend all this money while invest in something that can last, something that can benefit you now, the generation before, the generation to come, and lift the village. Vincent talking about gain everybody at 180,000 or 200,000 and that kind of nonsense. That is the short-sightedness of the PNC, the APNU, and all the parties that in them. Right? So he prefer that each family get in the village get 180,000 or 200,000. Right? That money that possibly could be put to good use or possibly could be spent out and never impact the family like a community project could. That is what they want. And mind you, they have nothing to compare it to. The coalition did nothing to get any type of funding of that nature to the indigenous people of this country. If you had 50,000 ministers from the PNC, could never step in Minister Sukai's shoes in relation to the work that she does in these indigenous communities. And people like Vincent gonna go up to the podium and pontificate like if they had the interests of these indigenous persons at heart from the beginning. Not a bit of it, sir. Not a bit of it. Not a bit of it. Y'all remember that a video with a coalition, a PNC man in the States talking about don't worry with the people in the indigenous areas. They don't contribute anything to Guyana. What they do for Guyana, forget them. I mean, I think that was when the 2020 results come out and the indigenous areas didn't vote APNU, and the PNC supporters in the diaspora costing them nasty. You could remember the time the president at the time had an indigenous wife. He'd even come out and say, "You rest yourself. Don't disrespect the indigenous people, no matter how they vote." He said, You understand me? And Vincent, I hear they got some accounted sled funds that you need to account for. You understand me? I heard comments about sharing out money and people in PvP Jersey. Here is my thing. Where are the receipts? Where are the receipts? If I come here and tell y'all something, I got something to show y'all to say, well, this is the case. This is happening. Right? All through the time that the PPP was in opposition, every Thursday, when the at the time opposition leader, currently Vice President, Dr. Jagdeo, who celebrated his birthday yesterday, every time he come on the weekly press conference and he says stripping is happening at Lands and Survey, or stripping is happening at here, or stripping is happening at there, he had receipts. You had the evidence to show. You mean to tell me people sharing away money in PPP Jersey and certain people ain't getting PNC, people ain't gonna take a little video or a photo? This in this day and age? In this day and age? The PNC people ain't gonna take a photo or a video for say, hey, watch them, look. You gotta be joking. You gotta be joking. Vincent also made me laugh when he said yesterday, he suggested to somebody that the schools in Letem need to have meals. And somebody only called him the morning of the presentation to tell you the meal start last week. Vincent wanted to follow up. If you tell them that since last year, you check back to see if the meals start sharing yet, to raise it in Parliament before budget, that, hey, I discussed this with these people, and these children let them get in a box juice and a banana. You're a dirty liar, sir. This is not Parliament. I could call you a liar. Just think about it. A box juice and a banana. Right? The animal, them monkey in the zoo don't even get a little bit nonsense as a meal. A box juice and a banana. Vincent, you're a liar, sir. You are a liar. And I am saying that anytime, any school, they're serving or collecting a box juice and a banana as a meal for a student, they would have had some teacher in there that would have photographed and posted it. They had some student or somebody would have talked. Right, Vincent? Somebody would have said something. So I am saying, sir, you are a liar. Box juice and a banana. What nonsense is that? Even if, Vincent, I am saying to you, sir, even if we had Nicolette Henry there at the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of Local Government, whichever one providing the food, right? I wouldn't even expect that from y'all. And y'all know, I know how stupid y'all are, Vincent. Y'all know, I know the depths of the stupidity on the opposition side. Right? I know. So even so, with that knowledge that the opposition ain't got brains, I wouldn't even expect them from y'all, a box juice and a banana. So why would a sensible minister like Minister Manikchan, who has been performing so well, who has been adequately funded in her ministry since she has been regained the portfolio as Minister of Education, right, would decide that, hey, a box juice and a banana is what we're going to send to these kids in Letem. Or wherever the school is in Region 90 talking about. You understand me? In Region 90 talking about. So, Vincent, you as a teacher, you as an opposition member, you as a representative of the Indigenous people, and as I say, a representative, not the representative, because you do not speak on behalf of the majority of Amerindian people. right? If so, GAP would have had a seat by itself outside from the coalition, right? And I'd probably need to find out from GCOM. Well, I don't think you can find out that how much votes GAP contributed because all their votes went under the APNU banner. So we don't even know what is their contribution. If Mr. Vincent, right, would have received votes from his own people. We don't know. We do not know. Right? Look, I have Paula Spencer. Paula Spencer giving us some information about breakfast in Linden. Linden children getting box juice, macaroni, sandwiches, burger, hot dog, and the APNU teachers us go back and ask for breakfast. And that's what I'm trying to show you. The variety that these children have and the quantities. It is trying to feed them same people who are talking the program. And I'm not saying teachers is good to eat, but I got some of them, you understand me, that man looked at a lady Christmas time rowing. Teachers them carry away, they take them from the school party and put in one thing in the people them party bag. Guys, these don't play though, you know. Man, look, here, folks, let me tell you this. With all that has happened in this country in 2023, me seeing 1.146 trillion budgeted for this year has me excited. That means more roads, more contractors getting contracts, more small contractors getting into the business, more business grants for persons who want to be entrepreneurs, more training for people like BIT and the apprenticeship program, more schools through the Ministry of Education, more free books through the Ministry of Education. Because we care. Because we care. $10,000, people. Currently, y'all at 45,000. Right? The people, they want to give y'all 10,000 to invest in the children. You're getting 45 now. And don't listen to the guy, and he's hypocrite. Do not listen to the guy, and he's hypocrite. That 45,000 that you're getting per child from the government, you would have had to find that 45,000 out of your pocket, people. Parents, I should say. You would have had to find that out of your pocket. The government take that burden off of you. Here's what. Take $45,000, less stress. You tell me you can't get 3 uniforms with 45,000 and a shoe with some socks. You can't get book bag and pencil case and geometry set and books, exercise books for them to write in with the money. Right? It won't make sense to go and buy snacks. I remember it got last year a while. So you buy things that can last. Uniform, the hair thing them, right? 2 shoes, so them 2 shoes could run you through the whole year. Things like that. You understand? Exercise books. Things like that. Help you pay for a little internet. At least half the internet bill could get paid by the because you care, you put the other half. Things like that. Buy a tablet or a laptop or something. So the child could do a little research online. Huh? Them things don't matter to people. Them things don't matter to people. Knowing that, hey, a little less stress on my head to find money for these children to go to school every year. Passat party allow me. I got little hair on the top here. And that's the funny thing. Richard Stanislaus talking about the saying that you can't eat road. One of the ministers made a lovely point, right? You can have all the money in the world, but if you sick, right? And the road that got to take you to the hospital is horrible, or there's no road, there's a mud dam or something that got to take you to the hospital, you can't reach the hospital, all the money in the world can't save you. All the food you're eating, all the greens that's selling cheap that they're complaining about can't save you, right? If you have, well, they got some indigenous children that walk to school. But if you have a school that is some distance away, it is harder. It makes the learning process more difficult when the children can't get to there with ease. You understand? So roads play a significant role. The same greens that they're complaining about is probably because they got come out of bad road, make the price high. Right? So the Jumbies have shown us their true colors, and we will not forget. There is nothing that this government could do for the people of Guyana that the opposition will support. Right? I say it again. There is nothing that this government, this PPPC Irfan Ali-led government does for Guyana that the PNC, APNU, AFC, GAP, WPA, whoever they be, will ever say is good for this country. Mind you, they did not do it. They did not do it. They did not do it in any way, shape, or form. Right? In any way, shape, or form. They didn't do it. And now they're coming to play. They know everything about who corrupt, who got friends and family. Where's the 600 million from the cow pen that you built? Right? Where's the $600 million? You $1 billion project, $600 million missing. And I maintain, Minister Ramson spoke yesterday. We had a pack of worries under the coalition as ministers and management staff in the culture, youth, and sport. You hear me? A set of worries. From George Norton to Nicolette Henry, a pack of worries. And had no accomplishments to show in that ministry. The sportsmen, men and women weren't performing. The minister make me aware, one of them don't even know the difference between literature and literary. So they thought they had a literature festival and not a literary festival. You understand? Thank you, Lester, for reminding me. And that is an important point. Lester Edwards, thank you. Morning to you, brother. Welcome to the program. Lester reminds us, right? Ganesh took the UGSS money without permission. Ganesh house lot that was issued to him one day after President Ali swearing. That's how devious these people devious. Imagine you are officially out of government. President Ali swear in on the 2nd of August 2020. The 2nd of August 2020. And on the 3rd, Mahipal at housing. Getting house lot. What? No hassle. You understand me? No hassle. You know, PNC people ain't get a house lot yet. Look, and in this life, what we gotta realize, there will be ungrateful people, right? There will be ungrateful people in this life, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So yesterday, yesterday evening, I went to the young professional scheme at Cummins Lodge. That's at the back of Sapphire. When you go down Red Road, you go in there, right? Beautiful scheme. If you see the houses, right? If you see the houses, lo and behold, I was in the company of some PNC supporters. And them people, watch this thing. They build it with cheap cement. They build it with this. I have to say, man, at least they build something for you to complain about. Right? At least they built something for you to complain about. This entire scheme was developed, constructed, and populated by the PPP. Now let's look at Perseverance on the East Bank, right? And that is sometimes why, I get so vexed with PNC people. Aubrey Norton call them houses up the East Bank there, Mucka side, wrong the area there. Chicken coop because of the size, right? These people come, and we didn't go to the high-rise ones, the upper level ones. We went to the, I don't want to call it low income, but they were in the young professional scheme, but they were the bungalows. We went inside one of those things. 3-bedroom, bathroom, toilet, every living room space, everything. 3-bedroom. Aubrey Norton, them build a set of trash on the East Bank. Some little foul pen as he style it. You understand? And you would never hear them speak anything about that. This government give people so many housing options. Core home, cement subsidy, young professional, low income, middle income, high income. Oh, Christ. If you even want the house, buy your land and do your thing. You got remigrant scheme. The people cater for every level of Guyanese to own a house lot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here she. I will take one of these because it ain't got space to expand. I look at when you expanding. Sis, you ain't even working right now. When you expanding, you supposed to accept and bless this thing. Accept and bless. What nonsense you talk about when you space expand? You got yard space. Some people very unrealistic, And I ain't saying people can't advance. But sometimes the persons who have the highest standards, I ain't gonna settle. Anyway, listen, this government has been working so hard to ensure that Guyanese benefit in some way, shape, or form. And all the opposition does, one, drive fear into people, incite divisive and violent thoughts in people's heads. The other day, Aubrey Norton at Burnham Court that he could not full with supporters talking about who got gun and who could use gun and gun and gun and gun. The first thing you need to shoot Aubrey is one of them sons you're carrying. Right? The side-to-side wobbly is God do to keep them comfortable is bad. Shoot one of them at least. Shoot one of the sons you're carrying. And get rid of one. And once you got one, it gonna look like two. You level it up. You understand? That's what you should be studying. And mind you, then trying to go into the communities and win the hearts and minds of the population. The staying in Georgetown at Burnham Court and inciting violence in people. You understand me? inciting violence in people and telling them to come out on the road and this and that nonsense. All the progress that this country has made in the capital cities, more so. That nonsense from yesteryear, we don't want again. Whole of region, street shut down. People can't sell in tongue and that foolishness. We're moving away from that. And a lot of Afro-Guyanese are moving away from that. This government has empowered people so much that people realize they have things to lose. So it's not like back in the day when people had few options. And any little stripping is the PNC, call them out and give them a little money, they're ready to brock up and bund down. People are now certified heavy-duty equipment operators or fiber optic technicians or solar panel installation operators or whatever you call them, right? People are certified at gold. People going to UG. People getting money to start the business. More nurses, more teachers. So people have things to lose, right? So they don't want to go out there and make themselves an ass on the road and let the police shoot them down for no reason. Well, not for no reason, for making yourself an ass on the road, obstructing traffic and public disorder and that kind of thing. Treasonous behavior. You are trying to disrupt this country's progress? Are you not Guyanese? No matter who is in office, you understand me? Once you are progressing the country, the country will support you. And that's why you see so many PNC, APNU people coming across. They don't even want to talk to Jordan Figueroa in the parliament. The cracking joke, they don't even allow you for heckle. Jordan sit down quiet all the time now. He got on the mouth, and me by sitting and he looking and he listening. Right? That's what Jordan Figueroa get demoted to. And look who they put. A political featherweight. Nima who flew her nest. You understand? A political featherweight they can put in the place of Jordan Figueroa, who do so much for them. Right? He do a lot for him, people to pigs and everything. He's another sled one. Right? But still, look who you replace him with. And imagine that is what I'm trying to show you. These people here ain't good. Jordan Figueroa coming from an area that could give you more votes than an area that Nima flew best coming from. Right? Nima's from Moko. I don't think she got any influence outside of Moko. Jordan Figueroa is from Linden. Wisma, Mackenzie, Barak, Williams Ward, whoever. Right? And the person who could pull another chunk of Linden votes out from you, you gonna castrate and sideline. Aubrey Norton is a scholar. He's a scholar. Look, but here, if that is their plan and their political strategy, y'all go ahead, man. Go ahead. The PPPC doesn't need you to change your game plan. And even if you do, right, by some miraculous event, y'all change your game plan, the work that has been done in this country in the short space of time of the Irfan Ali-led government cannot be replicated anywhere. And if you are honest with yourself, all of you here on this live, every time, right? Every time that Guyana goes through a major transformation in terms of infrastructure, healthcare, education, tourism, agriculture, whatever, telecommunications, everything, it's under the PPP. It is under the PPP. And anybody who could prove different, I'm challenging you to come here on this live and let us discuss it. Right? So, guys, let me go through the lineup of speakers for today, Wednesday, the 24th of January, 2024. And the lineup today, first up from the opposition, we'll have Vince Roy Jordan. Then from the government side, we have Minister Zulfikar Mustafa. Then from the opposition, we have German Figuera. Then we go back to the government with MP Sanjeev Datadin. Then we go to opposition, Don Hastings Williams. Then we go to government side, Minister Pauline Sukai. We go back to the opposition for Geeta Chandan Edmonds. Oh, Scott! Trouble today, people. Trouble today. Then we go back to government side, Minister Kwame McCoy. Shots fired. Shots fired. Y'all watch the presentation today. It might get bad, but in a good way. Then we jump back to the opposition. We have Mr. Rajkumar. Then we have government MP Faisal Jafar Ali. Then back to the opposition with Mr. Devin Sears. Government again with MP Alistair Charlie. We have opposition, Ms. Beverly Alert. Then you have government MP, Dr. Berry Ramsaran. Then you have government MP again, Dr. Jennifer Westford. That will be the last speaker for today. So you'll be starting with Vince Roy Jordan and ending with Dr. Jennifer Westford. The ministers speaking today on the government side are Minister Zulfikar, Minister Sukai, Minister McCoy. The MPs speaking on the government side will be MP Datadin, MP Jafar Ali, MP Charlie, MP Ramsaran, and MP Westford. The opposition MPs speaking today will be Vince Roy Jordan, German Figuera, Don Hastings Williams, Geeta Chandan Edmonds, Raj Kumar, Devin Singh, Beverly Alert. So those are your speakers for today. The broadcast starts at 10, so you guys got an hour to prepare, right? Get your popcorn, get your drinks, get whatever it is you need. If you got to go to work, go to the people who work and listen to it on your phone with your headphones in, right? Thank you for everybody joining me on the live this morning. It's really great to have you here. I usually have to take photos of these numbers to send to Shaquan because he only looks at us from Facebook and some of you look at us from YouTube. So you wouldn't see all the persons on the live. So just to show y'all is not by this background and allowing me to show you. But I send it to Shaquan Gill and he can let y'all know how much people been on the live this morning, right? Y'all must go to DPI page and check out some of Shaquan Productions, man. Give you a little support, right? He's a good guy. He tries, he works hard, and he's trying. Right? Big up yourself, everybody. Thank you for being here. Remember, we are the people who have to move this country forward and prepare for future generations. All the people who try to bad mind me, I don't care. I will continue doing what I do because I believe that Guyanese people, local and in the diaspora, need to know what's going on, right? They need to know what's going on. And they have too many people on social media, Melly Mel, Rhonda Cox or Bobs or whatever she name, Bork and Bench Cup and Duncan and all of them spewing a set of lies to y'all. All of them spewing a set of lies to y'all. So I got to come here and let y'all know what is up, what is true, what is not, right? Because your government is working for you, whether you're here or not, and you want to come back from the diaspora, you have something to come back to, right? You have something to come back to. So, guys, take care. Remember, it's all about peace. It's all about love. And as I always say on this program before, it's about one Guyana.
The more them talk and the more them chat, bless me. Bad mind can't stress me. Them don't impress me. Them a run off their mouth and talk like the informer of the century. Pure hate and envy and pretend to be friendly. Them will smile in your face and stab you in the back, so dangerous and deadly. Them bad mind and me. Take your dirty mind off of me. The more them talk, the more them chat, the more Jah bless me. Take your dirty mind off of me. Take your dirty mind off of me. Cause the more them talk and the more them chat, Jah bless me. Shut your mouth and stop talk. You all have a mouth sharp. Always got something to say because you're malicious to blood. Them all dirty heathen will hate on you for no reason. Them a run them out just to clout and come off like a big time freak then. Them bad mind and stupid. I don't know why they do it. Got their nose up in my business on my name like freaking snitches.